Straight. Ball. Straight.
Take it up. The site of modern Cooktown was the meeting place of two vastly different cultures in 1770. It was June that year, and the local Aboriginal Guuga tribe cautiously watched this crippled sailing ship, His Majesty's bark Endeavour, limp up the coast, seeking a safe harbour. The ship having sustained serious damage to its wooden hull on a reef just south of Cooktown. It was here that the first recorded sighting of the kangaroo was made.
Where was it cooked, sir? On slopes of yon high hill, Captain.
And Cook's botanist, Joseph Banks, learned the Aboriginal name, the kangaroo. Some 7 weeks later, after making his repairs, the ship's captain, Lieutenant James Cook, named the river the Endeavour after his ship. And as they sailed north past the top of Cape York, he hoisted the flag and claimed possession of the whole eastern coast of Australia for the British Empire. Now, that significant milestone gives Cooktown and the Cook Shire a unique place in Australian history. But the history is just the beginning. You see, even before Captain James Cook came ashore here, the original Australians recognised Cooktown as a very special place. In fact, the southern bank of the Endeavour River was a place where the families or tribes would come together to meet and reconcile. Yes, Cooktown was a place to rest and reflect back then, just as surely as it is today. Cooktown is today the hub of one of Australia's most iconic regions. A vast area truly blessed with a rich Aboriginal culture and incredibly significant pioneering history. Not to mention the world-class fishing and truly authentic Australian hospitality.
You've got the local mud crab there. There's also Pacific oysters and Endeavour prawns that are caught up in the Gulf.
Cook Shire is the perfect picture. Bounded by the rainforests of Daintree National Park in the south, the Gulf of Carpentaria to the west, the very tip of mainland Australia in the north, and the Great Barrier Reef to the east. In the centre of that picture are the friendly, down-to-earth people, your hosts in this part of the world. Interestingly, so many of the locals are recycled southerners, Australians living your dream. They're actually living the sea change, and it shows. It shows in the way they act. So relaxed, contented and alive, excited about their life. And as every Australian must make their pilgrimage to the Cape, you can be sure that the communities of Cooktown, Lakeland, Laura and Cowan are equipped to meet all your needs on the trip of a lifetime. Come on, get your four-wheel drive and make it do what it was built to do. This is the place to test your mettle and your driving skill against some great four-wheel drive tracks. To live the adventure, to add years to your life. If you prefer to immerse yourself in nature, there's a great offering of incredible hikes among the tropical rainforests and beautiful beaches. With no less than 3 great museums, Cooktown itself will fill your head and heart with pride about the people and events that shaped our great country, especially in this part of the land. Now, if a museum is not really your scene, then you can actually feel the history in timeless places such as the Palmer River Roadhouse.
So can you get up into Maytown?
It's extreme four-wheel driving, yeah.
Yeah, sounds like the track for us.
Yes, modern-day Palmer River and the now ghost towns of Maytown and Palmerville are the actual sites of Queensland's richest gold rush, and the history is everywhere, as if frozen in time.
Now, if you stand back and have a look
Captured
at
on the film of the sandstone bluffs around the Cook Shire is the history of the traditional custodians of our great land. And local guides unwrap the rich culture of the Aboriginal peoples.
So with the arrival of the early explorers into this area,
Interpretive centres, such as the Quincan Cultural Centre at Laura, give meaning to the many rich galleries in the Laura area.
Quincan rock art, together with Kakadu and Kimberley, are rated by UNESCO as 3 of the top 10 rock art sites in the world.
But we nominate a place, where we're from. And
Connect with culture, ancient and living, as one of Australia's best-known Aboriginal tour operators delivers the added dimension to the Nuku'warra rock art galleries near Hopevale.
And the family group that lived in Cooktown were called the Weinbart family.
Experience fishing at its best. The whole eastern side of Cape York is closer to the reef than anywhere else, so it can rightfully claim to be the angler's heaven. Amazing fish will pull your arms off, usually caught and released so that someone else can share the same unforgettable experience. And the rivers around here are teeming with your favourite estuarine sports fish, barramundi. If it's adventure you want, we've got it in spades. Savour the remote wilderness in the most versatile way with a helicopter fishing safari tailored to your interests. Know the excitement. Taste the adventure. Yes, if you're looking for adventure with a capital A, then the Cook Shire has options that can match any expectations. The Cook Shire doesn't have to put on any airs and graces. It's a place that's really in touch with its soul, genuine, uncommercialised, very, very Australian, with good educational tours operated by the locals locals that have balance and know when they're on a good thing.
Crocodile feeding, always have their head up out of the water. They should be able to put the boat up on the beach in front of them.
And it now houses a James Cook Historical Museum. One of the cannons is in there and the large anchor is in there also.
There's old pubs, great times, interesting people and walls that have incredible history.
So the Lion's Den Hotel was built in the late 1870s into the 1880s, and it was predominantly built to service the tin mining area. The signatures originally came about because the miners would be working underground, and when they finally got their pay packets, the only place they could use their money was the hotel. Then when they left, they basically write their tab on the wall, and the publican would write up how much money they'd spent, and they could leave the rest of their wages here until they returned.
If these walls could talk. Everywhere you look, there are little surprises. Amazing tropical resort campgrounds with award-winning camp kitchens. So when you've earned the bragging rights for the best fish or cray, this is the place to use them. But if the tent is not your style, perhaps this is. This is where the soul gets a chance to catch up with the body, where relationships are rebuilt. There's some must-see events and festivals up here as well. Every year, the landing of Captain Cook is reenacted, showing both the European and Aboriginal perspective. The Wallaby Creek Festival is known as the best little festival in Australia and showcases local bands, crafts and art. Bring the family for a fun-filled weekend in the rainforest. The Laura Dance Festival is a biannual event considered to be the longest continuous event in Australian history, which showcases the rich culture of the Aboriginal and Islander peoples. And of course, it goes without saying that the Laura races are a real Aussie experience not to be missed. When you get to Cooktown, make your first point of call the Nature's Powerhouse Visitor Information and Booking Centre. The centre houses the work of local artist, the late Vera Scarth Johnson, and is surrounded by the beautiful Cooktown Botanical Gardens. With so much history, so much culture, so much rare beauty, and such incredible friendly hosts, all that remains is getting here. There's 2 roads into Cooktown from the south. The bitumen Mulligan Highway for those towing big caravans, or the Bloomfield or crab tracks up the coast through the heritage-listed Daintree rainforests for the more adventurous. Dotted along the track are little roadhouses, boutique galleries, great campgrounds. There are several bus services each way, or you can fly in easily with daily air services. Getting here is not the issue. You see, the real issue is managing the risk. The high probability that you may not want to go home. Cooktown does that to people, you know.
Look, I'd love people to come up here for a holiday and give yourself a bit of time to have a look around. We've got so much to see, so much to do around here. It's naturally such a beautiful place. There's so much culture, so much history, so many things to see and do. And look, there's great fishing up here, so give yourself a bit of time when you come to Cooktown.
Yes, this is the place that does interrupt lives. It did it to Captain Cook. It did it to the Mayor. And it has done it to many other great people as well. The question is, will it do it to you? Cookshire and Cape York Peninsula. The history is just the beginning. Cookshire is the perfect picture, bounded by the rainforests of Daintree National Park in the south, the Gulf of Carpentaria to the west, the very tip of mainland Australia in the north, and the Great Barrier Reef to the east. Cookshire has a tough and colourful past, built around agriculture and mining. Today we have a vibrant culture combining Indigenous Australians and peoples from across the country and around the globe. Approximately 5,000 people live in the Shire, with over a third of them in Cooktown. Cookshire is enriched by the unique contributions of its small communities. Cowan prides itself on being the service centre for the far north. Laura is famous for its amazing rock art and the Quincan and Regional Cultural Centre. Lakeland for agriculture. And Rossville, Ayton and Portland Roads for their low-impact lifestyles, niche horticulture and ecotourism ventures. Among our many successes has been the development of Indigenous tours and experiences throughout the Shire.
And they were here waiting for their babies to...
We work positively with the traditional owners, business groups and neighbouring Aboriginal Shire councils. The number of visitors to our Shire continues to grow as road conditions and facilities improve. There are scheduled passenger flights to Cooktown and busy air charter operations providing access to all parts of the Shire. Self-drive adventure tourists, as well as a burgeoning number of regular tour buses and cruise liners, are all looking for the real Australia, all enjoying our bush hospitality. Visitors love Cooktown for its relaxed lifestyle, natural beauty and traditional small-town character. The fact that we are the closest town to the Great Barrier Reef, have an iconic museum, heritage buildings, beautiful beaches and historic botanical gardens is also a major drawcard. Cooktown itself is bordered by national parks and conservation zones, which gives it a rare advantage. An opportunity to build on our town plan that restricts building heights and heritage streetscapes, that encourages appropriate colours, styles and facades, that protects our unspoilt image. There's a growing national passion for active care of the environment. Caring for our country, carbon credits and natural resource management are common terms up here. We recognise that our future is tied to management of national parks, care of coral reefs and ecotourism. We are leading the way with our local weeds and feral animal control through land care and catchment and marine advisory groups. The federal government's Northern Australia Land and Water Task Force has also identified our crucial future role as a food and water provider for Australia and Southeast Asia. We welcome the synergies of sustainable environment use, carbon offsets and food and biofuel production. The Shire has a largely undeveloped yet proven capacity for agriculture and horticulture, especially around the Endeavour River Valley and the Hopevale and Mackayver River Valleys and Lakeland Downs. When you have one of the largest banana companies in the world investing alongside local banana growers at Lakeland, you can see why we're excited about agriculture around here. African mahogany, sandalwood and diesel tree projects are being developed, and new beef markets in the nearby Southeast Asia have seen good returns. Operating out of Cooktown, we have a small but lucrative live coral trout fleet, a seasonal black marlin game fishing fleet, and we're recognised as one of the greatest recreational fishing destinations. The Cook Shire Council is committed to developing a marina along our glorious waterfront that rivals the Cairns Esplanade or Townsville Strand. The council is also actively supporting a wind farm project at Archer Point that could have the capacity to generate enough green power for Cairns, a $250 million project which will bring short and long-term jobs, tourism and business opportunities.
I believe during construction it's up to 500 direct and indirect employment in town.
The associated development of port facilities at Archer Point will be a major boost to our regional freight strategy and produce export.
Exported up to Southeast Asia and PNZ. In the early 70s at Archer Point, there was grain coming from Lakeland Downs to Archer Point. They put in a little rock jetty there and direct export from there to Japan.
Cooktown has great road and air access, reliable power, a new sewerage scheme and treatment plant, and recently upgraded water supply that can cater for double our population. Cooktown is consolidating its role as a recreational, social, medical and educational hub for the region with existing and new developments. Sporting facilities include a sports oval, gym, golf links, bowls club, children's play areas, a swimming pool and indoor sports facilities, even one of Australia's oldest cricket ovals. Nature-based activities are a major part of living in the region, and there's endless opportunity for fishing, bushwalking, mountain biking and camping. It may be our remoteness or the inspiration of the natural beauty around us, but we do have a strong arty core to our communities and a strong sense of history, which we celebrate through festivals, museums, galleries and cultural centres across the Shire. Our hospital has an extensive range of visiting specialists, and there's also a private doctor's surgery and a satellite renal dialysis centre. Projects in train include a regional residential rehabilitation facility and an aged care and retirement village. Education is a priority, and parents have a choice of playgroup and childcare facilities. There's a proposed private Christian primary school and Catholic weekly boarding facility. Senior schooling is available through the Eastern Cape College for Cooktown and surrounding communities, all of which have primary schools.
When I finish grade 12, I want to be a vet. I have done my whole schooling at the Cooktown State School, and I love it because of our small class sizes and great teachers.
Cook Shire has a crucial role in maintaining the road network that links all the Cape communities. Cooktown is developing into a major service centre for Cape York Peninsula as the state and federal governments increase their representation in the region. Cook Shire leads the way with an inspirational Indigenous, non-Indigenous relationship based on mutual respect, cultural sensitivity and common aspirations. This is what we are carrying forward and developing today in Cooktown and Cook Shire, a multicultural community that appreciates, respects and learns from each other. We invite you to collaborate with us,
secluded private property,
to bring your skills, your proposals and your families into our land of plenty. Plenty of opportunity.
The Cooktown Chamber of Commerce and Tourism is really excited about the future. Cooktown is an amazing place. It's beautiful, it has amazing history, it has incredible flora and fauna, and the business opportunities here are just enormous. Come and join us here in Cooktown. You'll be surprised at what you find.
I came here 18 years ago looking for somewhere that wasn't too cold, where I could be my own boss and where the fishing's good. Well, 18 years later I'm the mayor and I love it here. It's, fishing's still good. It is a bit windy but it's not cold, and yes, I am my own boss according to councillors. But I want to recommend to people out there, come and have a look at Cooktown. We do offer regionally best lifestyle. We've got lots of facilities and lots of exciting projects in train at the moment, so come and have a look, you'll love it.
Cook Shire, Cape York Peninsula. The history is just the beginning.